Oh. So what's my coach been up to? He's been busy? Oh, yeah? Down there at the ranch. We're going to talk about that in a couple of moments here. We'll talk about the ranch. Formerly known as Amazing Grace. It's not amazing? No? What about all that grass that they planted? What about my coach being a lawn expert? Not an experienced lawn person. Not experienced in lawn care, but somehow being a lawn expert. Will know a man by his works. Oh, yeah? And considering what the lawn or lack of lawn looks like over there at IAG, we should not have expected anything greater from Grandma Lily's grass or her supposed lawn. Oh, yeah? He's a lawn expert. Bald spots all over the place. Is that right? Did she fertilize it? She probably didn't fertilize it. Oh, yeah, she did? She fertilized the dirt? Oh, yeah? Okay, all right. So what happens if you fertilize the dirt? You get more dirt? You get more bald spots? Oh, yeah? But she did fertilize it? All right. Well, maybe she just needs to spray it down, put down some more seeds on it. What do you think about that? Put down some more seeds? All right. Now, what about the inside of that Resurrection Ranch? I know it's got to be amazing by now. It's been months upon months. My coach talked about working diligently for 6 months and then an additional few months. That's about 9 months. And so surely the inside is amazing, yes? Especially with Grandma Lily bringing in her own contractors. It should be a little bit closer to being amazing, yes? Still not amazing? No? You said my coach and y'all's Pat, he admitted that it's going to take about a year to finish that floor? A whole year to finish a floor. Is that right? So Grandma Lily's going to be walking around with socks on or with slippers on, trying to avoid getting those splinters. Is that right? What about the stains on the floor? Yes? Do we even know what those stains are? Are those dog stains? Or those cat stains? Lizard stains? Or just water stains? What kind of stains are those on the floor? So she's going to put down rugs over every stain? Over every stain? Is that right? So it's still not amazing on the interior. Is that right? Okay. But what else has he been up to? Oh, yeah? Okay. So he had Megan go out. He allowed Megan to go out and do one of the prison to perping nodcasts for him. Is that right? What was she talking about? She was talking about 10 minutes, committing 10 minutes. 10 minutes to what? She was talking about substance. Is that right? Did she at least have some substance within her 10 minutes of her nodcast? Did she put 10 minutes worth of substance in that? No, not really. Just talking in circles. Is that right? Talking in circles. Is that right? So she sounded a lot like my coach and y'all's pastor, huh? Is that right? So you're telling me that he sent her out and said, hey, I need Megan, and when you go out there and do this nodcast, this prison to perping nodcast for me today, Megan, because people want to see you, Megan. They thought they were going to see you on this supposed podcast. And so I'm going to let you go out so they can get a glimpse of you. But Megan, make sure that you use my voice, Megan. Make sure that you use my mannerisms, Megan. Make sure that you use my catchphrases, Megan. Is that right? So not only is she sounding like my coach, right? And what she said? She said something about P2P, motivation, let's go, based on her training. Oh, yeah? Oh, she said that she was inside watching some of the P2P podcasts. Is that right? That's what she does in her spare time? She watches her husband on the YouTube. Now, considering that my coach is supposed to be a pastor, right? Considering that he's supposed to be the anointed one, as you heavy Tim followers put it. Considering that he's supposed to be the anointed, he's supposed to be the one that's been touched by God, been led by God. Shouldn't she be getting these messages on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, on a moment by moment basis? Why would she have to sit up in the house and be captive to watching the P2P podcast videos of her husband? Why would she have to be sentenced to that? But apparently it has sunk in. Yes, apparently, because I guess she's introducing the videos the same way that her husband introduces the videos. And so I guess when he sent her out, he said, well, Megan, you can go out and do it, but just make sure you do it my way so they can get more and more of Tim, even when I'm not on camera. Oh, yeah, and she's even breathing like him. I know she's not doing the ha or the ha or the ha ha. No, I know she's not doing that. You kidding me, right? Megan's doing the ha. Where'd she get that from? Her husband said that it's important, it's vital, it's critical to the podcast. It's critical to the nodcast that she does the ha. Okay, all right. A little bit too much. Now, I know many of the subscribers who signed up for that podcast, I know they were so looking forward to seeing Megan. So looking forward to gaining some insight into Megan's personality. Who Megan really is. Okay. Some of them were looking forward to seeing who the boys really are when they're not being scripted. But they certainly wanted to see who Megan really is and what she's about, and maybe see a little bit of some of her past travels and what have you. And so apparently, Coach, apparently you just snatched her personality from it. Just snatched it right away, huh, Coach? God told you that in your domination, God told you that in Megan submitting to your mission, that you have to dominate her personality. You have to erase her personality. And so now, even when Megan is on camera, we get more and more Tim. Oh, come on, Coach. Holy moly, Megan. But I guess we have to be grateful that you were on camera at all. Although, obviously, my coach had you talking in circles about that substance in that 10 minutes. And apparently he told you, just get out there and talk to them. Okay. You don't have to have any substance yourself, but talk to them about the importance of them spending 10 minutes out of their day. That small 10 minutes and how that small 10 minutes can be significant. But unfortunately, he did not give you enough of a script when he sent you out there, Megan. And Megan, I know you have it in you, Megan. If you would just be yourself, Megan. Let the scripture speak through you. Let God speak through you, Megan. I know it's inside of you. But apparently when my coach sent you out there and he said, well, just talk around. Go out there and talk around for about 10 minutes. You didn't not have a script in mind because you talk about substance and people spending 10 minutes of their day. Unfortunately, as I watched it and I tried to watch it, I realized that I was wasting. If I watched it to the end, I was going to waste 10 minutes of my day. But Megan, kudos to you. For obeying my coach, for obeying your leader, for obeying your husband and getting out there and filming that podcast. But good gracious, Megan. But all right. Before I get to my reaction to the recent Resurrection Ranch, video where Tim talks about some legacy type stuff. Let me give a shout out. I have to shout out you guys that have been active in the comments. Keep that dialogue flowing. Keep that commentary going both ways. Of course, I have to recognize you steady Tim supporters, you woeful Tim worshipers. I have to recognize you guys. I see you guys in the comments. I hear you guys in the comments talking about Captain, some captain you are. I hear you guys saying, Captain, you wish that you had some farm fresh meat of your own. And I'm like, hold on now. Okay, I go to Kroger's. I go to Price Right. I go to Price Choppers. I go to Tops. I go to Wegmans. Even to Walmart to get my groceries. Yes, okay. And so you talk about me not having some of that farm fresh meat. Well, my coach and y'all's pastor, he doesn't have the farm fresh meat either. So at least we have that in common. Okay? He goes to the Kroger's. He goes to the Price Choppers. He goes to the Walmart, the Wegmans, the Fish Hut, the Pizza Hut. Okay? He's going the same place. The Wegmans, the Wendy's, the McDonald's, right? He goes the same places that I go. Okay, so it's not a slight for you to say, hey, Captain, you're just jealous that you don't get that farm fresh meat. Well, my coach doesn't get it either. You guys be wilding. You guys be wilding in the comments. And as long as you guys are wilding, I'm going to keep on digressing. Welcome back to the end game, where today I'm going to provide my reaction to that recent Resurrection Ranch video. Where Tim talks about legacy building or leaving an inheritance. I'm going to react to that video here. Early in the video, my coach talks about, he shows up at the ranch and he talks about giving Grandma Lily pest treatment. He talks about the fact that she's going to get a full professional, pest treatment around her mobile home. And I'm like, okay, coach, okay, where are the professionals? Okay, coach. Just because you do a little bit of research, that does not make you a professional. And even actually later in the video, you acknowledge that you're not a professional and that's not an actual professional service. But for some reason, you tag it or you label it as being a professional service. But you're going to do that bug treatment. Thank goodness, coach, so that you can hold back those bugs. Hopefully keep those bugs on the outside. Hopefully suppress those roaches. Keep the roaches from gaining in number and from trying to dominate the inside of the mobile home. But you talk about doing that service. You talk about the fact that you've only seen a few bugs in the 3 or 4 years that you guys have been in the Emma or the HEMA. But I'm like, okay, hold up, coach. I thought you've only been in HEMA for a couple of years. So what are you talking about 3 or 4 years that you've been down in Emma? Are you including your time in the camper? And you're talking about the infestation of the roaches inside of the camper. Maybe you're referring to that, coach. It's starting to blur together, coach. Coach, if you just try to go with the truth is a lot more lean. It's a lot leaner than falsehood, coach. But okay, coach.
What you got going on back there?
Oh, just doing a little something.
I got you. What you got going on back there?
Oh, just doing a little something.
I got you.
Not too much of nothing.
Like you digging post holes? It was like instead of bird feeder, huh?
Yeah, well, actually, I don't know if it's a feeder or a little bird house.
Bird nest, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, I came down here today to get your spraying done, get your pest service done today.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna get a full professional pest service.
That time, huh?
Yeah, it's that time of year. Like I said, we want to go on hit it before the bugs get on the move.
I got you.
Cause this stuff.
I haven't seen any yet, so you did a good job that
last
time.
That's right. That's how it is at our house. I may have seen in the 3-4 years that we've been down there. I may have.
Shortly after that, Grandma Lily, she gives some details about her running around her property, and I guess she ran over the little water access panel. And I was saddened to hear Grandma Lily talking about, well, stupid me. And I'm like, hold on, Grandma Lily, hold on. Okay, my coach does plenty of suppressing and oppressing around the ranch and around IAG, Grandma Lily. All right, Grandma Lily, you're the senior in the place. You're the senior in the building, so to speak. Okay, you're the mother. You're still the mother. And so, please, Grandma Lily, no one ever questioned whether you had some stupidity. I don't think anybody ever questioned your intelligence. And although people may criticize Tim on his intelligence or lack thereof, Grandma Lily, no one would claim that you were stupid in any of your actions. We understand that this is a new endeavor for you. And so leave it to Tim. Okay, leave it to Tim. Okay, he'll suppress you enough. Okay, he'll make degrading comments. He'll make demeaning comments enough. He'll make derogatory comments enough about you, Grandma Lily. Okay, Grandma Lily, he'll snitch on you enough. He'll put you on blast at every opportunity, Grandma Lily. Okay, so you don't have to try to get ahead of Tim and say, oh, stupid me. No, Grandma Lily. Maybe silly you, because all of us, we do silly things all the time. Okay, but you don't have to get out ahead of Tim and say, well, I'm going to say stupid me because I know that's what my son is thinking. That disappointing son of a, I know what he's thinking. So let me go ahead and call, no, Grandma Lily. You're not going to call yourself stupid, Grandma Lily. Okay, you're just going to call yourself a senior or an elderly woman working around the land. Okay, Grandma Lily?
So I come through here, stupid me. Didn't let the puts that little
The ramp.
the ramp thing all the way up.
Uh-huh.
I said, okay, I can clear that thing without.
Oh, yeah, I see you got a little break in it.
I ran right over that sucker and pulled it up out the ground.
Oh, yeah. At least the pipe one, because I told him to, I think, cut the pipe at the bottom.
You
right?
did?
Yeah, So you didn't rip the pipe out the ground.
I didn't rip the pipe out the ground. I said, Lord, what if I messed up? I got to call Tim to tell him, I done screwed up. But that's all right. I made it work. I got it back in there.
That's right. You can't even tell. Has it rained since you packed it back in there?
It has.
Okay, yeah, that's what made it kind of look level. Because you can't even tell. You can't even tell anything happened. It just looks nice and flush and smooth.
Only way you can tell it's got a little crack.
Yeah, that little crack right there. Yeah. But listen, yours look a whole lot better than ours because when they said ours, they said it all crooked and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yep. So but yours is nice and.
Shortly after that, not grandma, Tim, my coach Tim, he gives you heavy Tim followers. It's for you guys. He gives you guys the Tim tour, okay? And he says, let me show you guys this plush lawn. I'm like, okay, all right. Here we go, coach. And so he walks you guys around and shows you how the lawn is coming in. He does mention the fact that he's had some comments, although he doesn't get comments, so I'm not sure. We know which comments he's referring to. But he talks about he's had some people comment within the reaction channels on the lack of grass around the Resurrection Ranch. So again, Tim gives you guys a tour. He's like, look at all the grass. And by grass, he means dirt. And I'm like, well, if we see 30, if we count up all those little patches of grass, it may approach 30% of the area. Maybe 30% of the area may have grass growing in it. Much of it being crabgrass. Okay. You talk about planting two robust types of grass. I'm assuming that one of those is crabgrass. Okay. Because crabgrass grows anywhere. But we see too much dirt. Not enough grass to claim that it's a plush lawn. As you're walking and you're talking about, well, look at this grass. It's going to run. This grass is going to run. And okay. All right. It's warming up. You told us about 60, 70 degrees. Yes. So that grass should start running any day now, coach. Any day now, the grass should start running, as you put it. You talk about coming back during the summer and how it's going to be filled in, completely filled in. You talk about the grass going dormant over the winter months and it turning brown. And I'm like, okay, coach, which is it? Are we looking at green grass or are we looking at brown grass, coach? Because all we see is grass patches and dirt. All right, coach. So just acknowledge that you came up short. Acknowledge that you're going to have to spend a little bit more money replanting, reseeding that lawn. Otherwise, Grandma Lily really is not going to lead. She's really not going to need to borrow the putt-putt. We thought it would be nice for you guys to actually give it to her. You implied that you're just going to loan it to her. But until you get around and actually planting some true grass. By the way, you could bring in a professional. You always have that option, coach. It's always an option for you to bring in a professional. Looking at the results that we see with our plain eyes, I don't know what you heavy Tim followers are looking at. I don't know what you guys see. Uncover your eyes and look at that lawn. It's high time that you bring in a professional, a true professional for that lawn. But coach, we know that whenever you get around to it, or whenever you don't get around to it, eventually we will see some grass. It may be crabgrass, but if it gets high enough, hopefully it'll be enough to override the dirt patches.
Oh, this and let me show y'all all this grass because we had a couple of people that were saying what happened to all the grass, and I was telling them like, hey, it's the off season for grass is wintertime, so all the grass is brown and you can't really see it, as far as the grass in comparison to the dirt. But you can see it's kind of like, because this is the area over here. Like, we planted grass all out here, but we had to, like, dig up that water line there. We had to do some different stuff. They had to bag in here with trucks and stuff like that to do the siding and all that type of stuff. But, so over here, the grass is not as thick. But as you come on around, like, all this grass is planted grass. What's up, Leia? All this grass here is planted. And as you can tell, like, this is the real grass here. And it's looking nice. And like I say, the reason we planted this grass, like, all through here, all this is planted. And the reason that we planted this type of grass is because it doesn't have to be full right away, because this grass runs. And so as it grows and as it takes a root, it kind of runs and fills in all the blank spots. So let me take y'all on this side as well, because it's a whole lot thicker over this side. Like I said, we planted all that grass up there, and you can really see it over here where no dirt work has been done since we planted the grass. And so this is a full yard here. What's up, Brian? Hey, little buddy.
A bit later, while he's still giving his Tim tour, he talks about, first of all, he asked Grandma Lily, did you fertilize the dirt? Grandma Lily said, yes, Tim, I fertilized the dirt. I'm not sure why. Okay, we don't need to feed the dirt. We don't need to promote the dirt. We don't need to promote growth of the dirt. We got enough dirt. Okay? And we see these little small patches of grass. And he's promising you, heavy Tim followers, he's promising you guys, hey, keep this picture in your head. By the way, it's a familiar picture. Okay, if we did a side-by-side of the supposed lawn at IAG, if we did a side-by-side of the lawn at IAG with the lawn at the Resurrection Ranch, it would be very familiar. Okay, nothing but patches of dirt. Okay, large patches of dirt. Small patches of grass. But he says by the end of summer, once that grass gets done running, you're like, okay, coach, by the end of summer, shouldn't the grass be coming up in the spring? Okay. All right. And then if you're talking about that grass running, I'm assuming that you're anticipating doing some type of comb over. If it gets tall enough, it's going to lean over on itself. And so it will cover up some of the bald spots. Okay, but coach, comb overs don't really work on lawns, coach, considering that you have to keep them cut, coach. But we'll look forward to you getting some new seed in the ground one way or the other, coach. As we mentioned before, get some seed up in that ground, coach.
But all this grass is still here. And like I say, even in the blank spots, we knew that was going to happen. But this grass, the type of grass we planted, Bermuda and Bahalia, is going to run. And so over the summer, by the end of summer, all this grass, like this is going to be like a nice green lawn. Have you fertilized it yet? Okay, yeah, my mom, she said she's fertilized it. And so by the end of the summer, or probably midway through the summer, the whole yard is going to look like this section right here. It's just going to get thicker and thicker and thicker. And the more she cuts it, the more the grass is going to kind of fertilize itself. But you can see this whole hillside over here. All these areas over here where we hadn't did dirt work yet, you know, putting down water lines and things like that. All these areas are still thick, like I say, on these hillsides and everything. And y'all just save this thought in your mind about how this grass looks now. And like I say, just wait till the end of summer or halfway through summer. And I'm gonna bring y'all back out and kind of show y'all, you know, how thick all this grass is gonna be. So you can see it's grass all over the place. Like I said, you have thick patches like that right there.
Short while later, my coach gets crossed up again. He talks about doing the pesticide treatment for the bugs, and he reminds you, heavy Tim followers, that you guys know that they buy these old mobile homes. Okay, even though they're well off, they're buying these old mobile homes and these investment properties. And I'm not sure which investment property you're referring to. Are you referring to HEMA over there at IAG being an investment property, which it clearly isn't? Or are you referring to the Unamazing Grace as being an investment property, which it clearly is? Which it clearly is, landlord Tim. It clearly is an investment property. But you talk about, you know, buying those older properties, those older trailers, and the fact that, you know, necessarily you're going to run into bugs. You're going to run into issues with bugs and roaches and what have you. And so you're getting accustomed to treating the bugs. You say it's going to be considered to be a professional treatment. Okay. By your own definition, it's a professional treatment. That's fine and dandy. You talked about the fact that back when you guys were in the city and you had your ministry base, aka back when you had Megan's property, Megan's house, back when you had that house, you had to get it treated for roaches. And you talked about how even back then you were picking the brains of those professionals. Okay, you were asking them questions. You were leaning over their shoulders, asking them questions. And apparently you bothered them enough that they gave up some of their recipes on some of the chemicals, some of the compounds that they're using to treat. And I'm sure you got into them enough. You gave them an innocent appearance as just being an inquisitive homeowner. Okay. And so you were able to glean enough information in order to be able to purchase your own chemicals and treat your own property. And I'm like, well, why does that sound familiar to us? Okay. Why does it sound so familiar? And we're like, okay, was that my coach, Tim, that was out there in the pitch dark with Contractor Jim and Myron/Byron out there trying to pick their brains? Was that my coach, Tim, that was out there with the siding contractor trying to pick his brain? And okay, so you already have a pattern. You already have a history of trying to collect information, trying to poach knowledge, information, and blueprints, trying to poach blueprints from contractors. Apparently it started back when you had the pest control in the city, and you tried to continue it with Contractor Jim when you tried to get him to lay out his exact design for you. And you tried to get him to provide you with those blueprints with the exact materials down to each screw, each nut, each bolt. And unfortunately it did not work out for you. Okay, because Contractor Jim, he's been hustling a lot longer than you have out here in the free world, that is. Okay, but you acknowledge, you admit that you have a history of trying to poach from contractors, from experienced, from licensed contractors, from hardworking contractors. You try to poach information. You try to hustle information from them. It started with the bugs and the roaches, and it continues to this day with other contractors, and leading up even to this porch build, this ultimate porch build, whenever it does eventually carry out, Coach. But at least you're true. At least you are true. You're true to your behavior. You're true to your ways, Coach.
And do a full insect treatment service. What I'm gonna do today is gonna be considered a professional insect treatment. Like, this is a maintenance. This is not what I would do. It's similar to what I would do if there was an infestation, because y'all know that we buy these old mobile homes and older properties, and we buy these investment properties and things like that. And it's like you end up, even if you don't see bugs, it's best to treat the house like a Terminix people, because back then I learned all these things from Terminix when they were treating our ministry houses and our ministry bases, because we paid them back then to do the treatment. But I was asking questions, figuring out things, writing stuff down, and I ended up learning all of the stuff that they had, and I learned that I could order that stuff off of this website that we have. And so instead of paying $50 to $100 a month for Terminix to come through, I started doing my own pest service, and now I'm doing it for my mom as well. Like I said, it's not anything I do professionally or anything like that. I just do it for places where we live, or places where friends or family live. But this is kind of a test, because
shortly after that, Tim talks about how Grandma Lily owns the property. He's pointing at the mobile home, which we understand that Grandma Lily owns the mobile home. But then he says, we gave her this property. And I'm like, okay, now, Coach. Okay, Coach. We're longtime viewers, Coach. All right. And so we know Grandma Lily bought that property as far as the mobile home goes. We know that she bought that mobile home. And so why are you trying to tell your new viewers that you gave the mobile home to Grandma Lily? But you talked about using the pest control as practice for when you guys dabble, or when you guys eventually get some rental property. And I'm like, holy moly. We do understand that out there at Resurrection Ranch, you are the landlord. We do understand that you are the landlord for that property. But can you imagine, you future renters, for Tim, can you imagine my coach Tim coming into your property for anything? Okay. If he's coming into your property under the auspice of doing some type of pest control, you better make sure you tie stuff down. Make sure you tie it down. Tie it down, okay? And make sure that he doesn't have a body cam on, okay? Because my coach is all about the content. Okay. And when you guys get ready to sign that lease, make sure you read the small print. Okay. Okay, future tenants, make sure you read this fine print, because I'm sure somewhere in the fine print, he's going to try to have you guys designate that he can come through and film film with inside of your apartment, with inside of your house, as he's doing his landlording obligations. Okay. And so we know that the fine print caught Grandma Lily when she signed that woeful contract. Apparently, even in the large print caught Grandma Lily until she put her foot down. But you future tenants, you future IAG tenants, make sure you read the fine print.
Because my mom, you know, she's living here. She fully owns this property. We gave her this property, as y'all know, and this is her property now. But this is practice for me, because y'all know that we are dabbling around with real estate and investing, and we might one day have rental houses. And so this is practice for me, because I'll probably be the one that comes through. Either that or I hire somebody else, but I'll probably be the one that comes through and does the insect treatments on our rental houses, if we ever have rental houses. Like I say, most likely we will. So this is just practice, you know, for future. So you know, I can see myself in the future coming through, or sending one of the boys through or something like that once a month to treat our rental houses and make sure they don't have bugs, you know, in them. But
a little bit later, we see Tim going about some work. Yes, he's actually in there working. Tim, you know we love when you work. Less so than when you're talking, yes? More work, less talking, coach. But he's in there, he's spraying Grandma Lily's kitchen. We can't help but look at that floor in its incomplete form. We can't help but notice the stains, an ever-present reminder of the state of affairs as far as that mobile home being 50% complete or less, having brand new cabinets and counter space and sink, but yet still having that incomplete flooring. But we do see him going about the work. Now, one thing that is of note is that later in the video, my coach talks about relieving Grandma Lily of her filming responsibilities. Okay. But of course, we noticed that when you're doing the spraying in the kitchen, that camera / phone is not on a tripod, which it could have been. Okay. We do notice that clearly Grandma Lily is doing the filming. You claim that you were relieving her of that filming responsibility so that she could just enjoy her Resurrection Ranch. But she's on camera duty right now. And she's on camera duty when you're working outside. And so how in one breath can you talk about relieving her of her filming burden, but yet she's still filming? Okay. She still has to follow you. You still have to go over the script with her and tell her what you're going to be doing, how closely you want her to follow you, what shots you want her to get. And I'm like, okay, coach, either she's on duty or she's off duty, coach. Which is it?
And I'm just praying that my mom is able to enjoy it. That's one of the reasons why my mom is not recording videos anymore, is because we want her to be able to enjoy this process. We want her to be able to enjoy this journey and not have to worry about recording videos and working the business side of things. Leave that to me, you know, to work the business and networking that way. But we just let my mom just enjoy it, just be at peace down here on this amazing Gracefield property. And I'm just praying that my mom is able to enjoy it. That's one of the reasons why my mom is not recording videos anymore, is because we want her to be able to enjoy this process. We want her to be able to enjoy this journey and not have to worry about recording videos and working the business side of things. Leave that to me, you know, to work the business and network in that way. But we just letting my mom just enjoy it, just be at peace down here on this amazing Gracefield property.
A short bit later, Tim talks about Grandma Lily getting settled in at the Resurrection Ranch. He admits that there's still work to be done. Like, okay, only those folks that cover their eyes will realize that there's not plenty of work still yet to be done. 50% at best, maybe about 60% at worst. 60 to 70% still needs to be completed. Okay, you talk about it being still all about God. Well, there's still about, I would say there's about 60% of the work around that mobile home still needs to be completed. 60% around that ranch still needs to be finished. And as such, that mobile home still is unamazing. But you talk about it never being completed. And I'm like, holy moly. Talk about a threat. That's really a threat, coach. What senior or elderly person wants to hear that their home will never be completed? Never? Okay. How about saying it's going to take a year? Before you said it would take a year. Okay. And we thought, well, it would be a year to complete the flooring. You talk about it's never going to be completed. And like, holy moly. What no one wants to hear. But you also talk about Grandma Lily being able to leave an inheritance for her children's children. And I'm like, okay, all right. Now, we do understand that based upon the contract that Grandma Lily signed, we do understand that that Resurrection Ranch property is going to be left to, I guess it's going to be left to Tim Jr. And I'm like, well, how is that her leaving? It really sounds like with that contract, you're designating that it's going to be left to her child's child, not her children's children, okay? Because she has other children. And those other children, they won't get a crumb. They're not going to get a crumb of an inheritance relative to that Resurrection Ranch, okay? From what we understand, it's all going to Tim Jr. It's not even going to Titus or Noah or baby Benjamin, okay? And so it's not going to the children's children. It's going to one particular child and that child's child. So come on, coach. All right. And so what about her other children and her other grandchildren? Okay. If you're talking about being biblical and a good man leaving an inheritance for his children's children, what about the other grandchildren? And what about Grandma Lily's other children? What about them, coach?
Things, see how things are looking. And I'm just excited about this process. Excited that my mom has a beautiful property, a beautiful place to call home, a place that she owns, a place that she can use to leave an inheritance for her children's children, for her grandchildren. It's like, I just love the fact that, you know, I can give my mom a return on her investment. And then I can help her, you know, get established here on this place. Still a lot of work to be done, you know, but the work can never be finished. You know what I'm saying? We're never going to be at a place where everything is done. But we have her here. The first goal was get the grounds prepared for a house.
Shortly thereafter, my coach and y'all's pastor is y'all's pastor. And he's been y'all's pastor a lot longer than he's been my coach. Okay. But my coach reminds us of how he struggled with the literacy part of his GED education. He reminds us that clearly he struggled with it. He talks about inheritance. And certainly most people with a high school education, they understand that inheritance is left for folks that come after you. Once you've passed on, okay, you leave some type of property behind for them. But my coach talks about leaving an inheritance for his mama. I'm like, hold on. How do you reach back? That's not how it works. How do you reach back? Okay. How do you leave an inheritance for your mama? That's like saying you're going to leave an inheritance for your grandmama. She's already in the grave, coach. Okay. How do you leave an inheritance? Now, you can bless your mama, okay? Rather than working her like a mule, you could bless her, but it would not qualify as an inheritance. Okay, coach? But you talk about the fact that you guys have been blessed. You guys have been abundantly blessed, so where you can leave an inheritance for your children's children. And by our calculations and by our estimations, Coach, you got about 20 grand worth of property, $20,000 worth of property to split amongst 4 boys at this point. 4 boys, okay? And unfortunately, $20,000 does not go far amongst 4 boys. And then you want to get into their kids or your children's children. You want to get into talking about leaving an inheritance for your grandkids. Certainly that $20,000 would not go very far, Coach. So you got a long way to go, okay? And those of you heavy Tim followers that are currently enrolled in that prison to perping training, you guys that are currently enrolled in trying not to recidivize, as my coach puts it, you guys that are currently enrolled, please understand that it's going to take more than $20,000 worth of assets to truly leave an inheritance for your children's children. Okay, 20 grand for one child might be pleasant. That might be reasonable for your kid to do something with. But certainly it doesn't qualify for an inheritance. It's not up to an inheritance level. But keep working at it, Coach. Keep working at it.
Because building a legacy is not just about physical things. You also have to like mentally prepare your children to like have a mindset of legacy, because some people aren't able to think past their generation, aren't able to think past their life. But it's like our job. The Bible says a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. And the Lord blessed us to the fact to where we're actually able to like reach back. Not only has the Lord blessed me to be able to leave an inheritance and prepare a place for my children's children, my grandkids, but I also was able to reach back, to my parents, to my mom, and leave an inheritance for her as well. And so it just
later in the video, as it often does, the truth sets itself free. And my coach talks about how she was on that legacy land, and he talks about how we went to war. And last I knew, Grandma Lily did not go to war with her own siblings. Okay, she didn't go to war with Tim's aunts or uncles or what have you. She didn't go to war. Okay, but he talks about how we went to war. And we know, us observant viewers, we know that when he says that we went to war, he means that he went to war. Okay, and by him going to war, he means that he pouted. He's like, if Tim ain't in it, mama, if Tim ain't in it, I'm going to claim that God ain't in it. And then I'm going to try my darndest to pull you out of it, Grandma Lily. So he went to war. And the question is, who goes on YouTube and proclaims that they went to war with their family members, with their own flesh and blood? Okay. In addition to it being embarrassing, most people keep that behind closed doors. Yes. And so you talk about how she owned that property with and she still owns it, but she owns it with, 6, 7, or 8 of her siblings. And you talk about how none of them wanted to relinquish control. And we're like, okay, Coach, the truth sets itself free. And someday it will set you free, Coach. You talk about avoiding recidivism. You talk about breaking free of prisons. Someday soon, Coach, I'm going to claim it. Someday soon, the truth shall set you free, Coach. But you talked about the fact that none of them wanted to relinquish control. And we realize that when you talk about control, you're talking about you gaining some type of control within that property. And no one wanted to give up control. That's not how the legacy property was set up. That's not how it was structured. No one wanted to give it up to you, Tim. They didn't want you to come down there and running your renovation, running your filming, running your YouTube operations through their property. And but Coach, we're just happy. We are happy to hear about that truth. We're not happy to hear about the war. We thought that you just pouted and you walked away. We didn't know that you waged war on your own family, on property that did not belong to you. Come on, coach.
Amazing, like I said, because my mom has been through a lot through this journey, from leaving the city to moving down to family land, inherited land, to like now being here. And we went to war. We waged war when she was in the situation at the family land, and she thought was gonna be her forever homestead, but it's some drama arose because she owned that land along with like 8 or 9 other siblings, and nobody wanted to relinquish control. And so I told my mom when she got in that situation, I said, just hang tight because we're going to get you a nice house. You're going to have a nice property, and you're not even going to have to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? And now she has that nice house, this nice property.
Near the end of the video, Tim talks about how when you guys look around, you may see patches of grass. You may see dirt, more bald spots than you see actual grass. You may see that. You may see an unrenovated mobile home. Unfinished. And so he's saying, well, as this channel progresses, you're going to see less renovation around here. It's going to be more type of upkeep type of content as they continue to work down piece by piece the interior of Grace. Okay. And fortunately, he dropped off the amazing part. Fortunately, he dropped that off. I'm sure it's coming back. But at least as he closes out this video, he drops off the amazing part. And he talks about the fact that when you guys look around, you see incompletion and you see failure. Okay. You see anything but amazement. You see anything but anything to be amazed about around this ranch. But he talks about, well, you know, compare it to what it used to look like. Okay. If you compare it to the fact that it was wooded land, it's progressed a whole lot. It looks incredible compared to what it looked like before. And I'm like, hold on now, that wooded land wasn't bothering anybody. He talks about how the land was abandoned for hundreds of years. And okay, we don't classify land as being abandoned. Okay, land takes care of itself. Okay, homes can be abandoned. There are building and structures that can be abandoned, but land is not abandoned. That's nature. Okay, nature takes care of itself. It's not abandoned. Okay, and if you talk about it being abandoned for hundreds of years, you might as well go ahead and say it's been abandoned for thousands of years. Okay, okay, Coach. But we do understand that you're trying to paint a certain image about how far the ranch has come. But we do have to notice that it has so far yet to go. So far yet to go, Coach. You tried to brace the viewers for the fact that it's going to take years. It may take forever, guys. But coincidentally, you talk about you guys working down the projects. And I guess it's no coincidence that Grandma Lily is bringing in her own contractors. And so I guess it's no coincidence that your filming is going to involve upkeep of the property and not so much the construction and the renovation part, because that's going to the contractors. And most of them do not want you filming, leaning over their shoulder, trying to put them on blast, trying to snitch them out, trying to make derogatory comments about the quality of their work and about the quality of their craftsmanship and their business. And so for the most part, they're going to pass on the filming. And so I guess it's no coincidence that going forward, your filming out there at the Resurrection Ranch would only involve these little small jobs where Grandma Lily chooses to get you involved, Coach. But we get it. We get it.
Renovation, because we're not doing as much renovating. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're slowly doing things here and there, contracting out. Now the process is more of like how it would be with like a regular house that people live in. Renovate one little piece of the house at a time. Like, the foundation is done, but now we just need to work down these projects, like I said, and that's probably gonna take, you know, a year to get it fully complete, like I say. But we like really did a lot of work in the 6 months that we were down here working every single day, giving it our all, and we got it to the point to where is it now. And if you're just coming along for this journey, you may see spots of grass. The grass is not grown in. You may see a half-finished renovated house. You may see, you know, this, that, and the other. But if you've been around since the beginning and you remember this just being a wooded mess with a bunch of trash. Like, we brought this property back to life. This property was abandoned for hundreds of years, and it was just a big old cliff with 100-year-old trees on it.
But all right, that's it for my reaction to that recent Resurrection Ranch. That recent Resurrection Ranch video, where Tim talks about legacy and inheritance, leaving an inheritance for his ancestors. Okay, all right, coach. Whoa. But please like, comment, and subscribe. Chop it up in the comments. Burner Tim, Heavies, I'll meet you guys in the comments as usual. Like, comment, and subscribe. I want to shoot out some love to my current subscribers. Thank you for showing me that love. For those viewers, for those 60% of the viewers that have not yet subscribed, for you 60% of the viewers, I would ask that you guys consider subscribing so that we can continue to shine that light. Until next time.